There we go. Okay, nice backdrop now. Alright, so today I wanted to talk about mushrooms. And I apologize in advance if you're not the type of person that enjoys mushrooms. Mushrooms just do have one of those really strange textures. And they can even when cooked, they can kind of feel a little bit slimy and stuff. But for those of us that have gotten past the strange texture of mushrooms, this post is for you. So, I have been doing some exploration and learning about mushrooms as like a general topic. Like, I even received two books for Christmas on like foraging of wild mushrooms, because I want to get good at it. I know it's kind of a scary topic, but like, I don't know, I want to get good at mushroom identification because mushrooms are delicious. So the normal mushrooms that we tend to find are like your white, like almost like a button mushroom, or baby bellas. Those are the ones that are most commonly used in foods, most commonly found in stores. But I noticed something a few weeks ago, and Wegmans, they are starting to carry other types of mushrooms, and I am slowly starting to explore other versions. Now this is like, I mean like different ones, even than like portobellas, which actually I love those too. Like, I could totally substitute a portobello mushroom out for like meat. Like, I'm not vegetarian, but I love them that much, I probably would do that. But, like, no, just like some of the other ones that you don't hear about as much. So I started by getting one of those little cartons. It just had gourmet mushrooms. And it was good, but I got confused because I didn't know what I was eating. Like, the collection of mushrooms that came in that package it was good and enhanced the flavor of the dish I was eating, but, like, it wasn't enough knowledge and information for me. I wanted to know what types of mushrooms were in it and what each one was, so I dug deeper. So, last week, I was actually going to get into this week, but hang on. Last week, I ended up buying a carton. It was, I think it had like maybe 4 lion's mane mushrooms, and they were interesting. So picture a mushroom, like your regular, normal mushroom, and it had like these little, almost like thick hairs on it, I guess. So that's probably how it got its name, lion's mane mushroom. So what I did is I sliced it up, and because they came in like whole mushrooms, I sliced it up and sautéed it with butter. Delicious. It was like, picture like the taste of a regular white mushroom, but a little bit sweeter, a little less earthy, I guess. A little less like that, that big, I can't describe earthy. Hopefully you know what I mean by the word earthy. But a little less that flavor, a little milder. Definitely a little sweeter. It was delicious. So I was like, okay, this is fun. So I went grocery shopping again today, and I got a few blue oyster mushrooms. I am so excited to try these. I'm excited to try all of the other ones that they have. They've got a few others too, so I may update as we go along here and do like a review on different mushrooms. But no, I'm the type that really, really likes to explore new foods. And if somebody recommends a new food for me, I'm gonna dive in and try it. Like, I also bought Persimmons today because I read about the flavor profile of Persimmons, and I'm like, this could be fun. So I bought a couple of them. So, yeah, we're going to try these blue oyster mushrooms. I'm going to prepare them the exact same way. I'm going to prepare them just sliced up with butter and kind of as a side, not mixed with anything else, because I really want to get an idea of the true flavor of what this type of mushroom is all about. So, more on that soon. So anyways, mushrooms. So let's learn a little bit more about them. And if it looks like I'm looking off to the side, I'm actually looking at a computer monitor behind my phone here. So a little bit about the nutrition of mushrooms is that they really don't have a lot of calories. On this article that actually is through WebMD, not that I always use them as a source, they just came up. Figure they'll at least fact check some of their things. It says here that 1 cup of cremini mushrooms, which I have not tried yet, is about 15 calories. That's really, really low calorie. I would assume that most mushrooms by themselves, like plain, like you just slice them and eat them, which actually, I read in one of my books, you're not supposed to eat most mushrooms raw, actually. Okay, so A lot of times our packaging, including this one, it's plastic. They say that fresh mushrooms should actually be stored in paper bags. So like, I just bought this today. I think I'm possibly going to eat it today. But if you're going to be like having your mushrooms hang out in your fridge for a little while, which by the way, they should always be stored in the fridge, they can actually grow an additional, like a mold or a fungus on them, or a few different types, on the surface that is laying against the plastic, actually. So, and those are the places that actually turn darker faster because of this. So yes, you should be washing them. Wash them before you eat them, because otherwise you're adding additional moisture, and that's bad too. But if you're going to be storing them for longer amounts of time, I'd say take them out of the plastic, put them in like a paper bag, like a lunch bag, and then store it in the fridge. So that way it is a little bit more airtight. It's not going to take on any other odors that are in your fridge. I mean, at least it's a little bit covered. But it's actually better for the mushroom to not have it stored in plastic. So I'm a little bit about why they actually put that in there, but maybe I figured out something Wegmans didn't. I don't know. So anyhow, where was I going with that? Okay. Total thought derailment there. Oh yes, about calories, yeah. So I would say, generally speaking, an unprepared mushroom that's cooked probably is going to be about 15 calories per cup. Alright, now, here's the thing though. Mushrooms are usually sauteed, and that's fine, but like if you're calorie tracking, just pay attention to what you're sauteing it with, you know. I mean, I tend to like them with butter and stuff, so just watch how much butter you're using, watch how much oil you're using, watch what you're sauteing it with, you know. I mean, certainly if you're going to saute it with onions, it's probably going to take on more of the flavor of the onion or the garlic or whatever. So if you're trying these interesting mushrooms that I'm recommending, just pick something with really neutral flavors so that you can really see what it's all about. But that will add to your calories, is what I'm saying. So anyways, back to these cremini mushrooms, or cremini? I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, actually, because like I said, this is one I haven't tried it. I haven't really researched it yet. They just used it as an example. But mushrooms are mushrooms. I really don't think the nutrients are going to be too different. So 2.2 grams of protein per cup, 0.2 grams of fat, so definitely low in fat. And then 2.3 grams of carbohydrates. When I was on keto, I kind of had to stay away from mushrooms because it added too much, and I decided to spare myself those carbs. Equals one of the reasons why I don't do keto anymore. And then 1.4 grams of sugar, so that contributes to some of the carbs that we're talking about. 0.7 grams of fiber. So it did say that it is a decent source of fiber. Oh, let's just say it has fiber, just not a whole ton of them. Not a whole ton of it. I wouldn't say it's a great source of fiber. There's other ways that you should be getting your fiber. Remember that people should be getting at least 24, 26, 30 grams of fiber, depending on your gender, on your age. So, you know, that's a lot. 0.7 doesn't really go very far. It has a little bit of antioxidants, they're saying, and just as a heart-healthy food. Let's see what else. This I thought was interesting. Where was it? Here we go. Mushrooms are good sources of potassium, of course, depending on how much you're eating. I thought this was really important because it's hard to find good sources of potassium. I don't know if you knew this, but you're only allowed, or supplements like added sources of protein, like in a cereal or for vitamins. They're only allowed to add a few % of your daily value in potassium because people can OD on potassium. So, so supplementation is like impossible. I think it's 5%. That's it. So, yeah, getting enough potassium is extremely difficult in our diets right now. So, if mushrooms can help for that, great, let's add them. I always like the idea of adding natural sources of important nutrients anyways, so that's cool. So I thought that was interesting. It also says that it's good for the immune system. So, to quote the article from WebMD, the anti-inflammatory, also good, effect of mushrooms has been shown to greatly improve the efficiency of the immune system. Research has found that mushrooms help stimulate macrophages in the immune system, enhancing its ability to defeat foreign bodies and making you less susceptible to serious illness. Cure for COVID. Just kidding, that's fake news. Alright, so But immune system foods are kind of something that's on everybody's radar right now. Sounds like mushrooms can contribute to that. Cool. I'd take that chance. I enjoy mushrooms. As long as they're cooked, right, Jenny? Yeah, I don't think you can have mushrooms. More mushrooms for me. All right. So I thought that was just really interesting to share. So this little mushroom, I don't want to say obsession, I'm not quite at the obsessed level yet, but this little new mushroom fascination that I have of these interesting ones that suddenly are so easy to find, it doesn't sound like that's half bad of an idea, alright? So, if you're the type that likes mushrooms, have fun. It's a good food for you, and definitely has some other added benefits besides being a healthy, low-calorie, low-carb, low-fat food, alright? Enjoy, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you.